Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Thankful Thursday. Hello, everybody. I'm going to go find this and share it. So hopefully y'all are finding it. So come on in. There it is. Hello, hello. Who's here? I don't see anybody here. Okay, I'm talking to myself, but good morning. And yes, it is Thursday. So come on, let's do this thankful stuff. Deirdre, there you are. Thank you for sharing, Deirdre. That's what I'm doing right now. Just putting it out there to the groups. Pat Moss, good afternoon. Okay, well, let's get started. That's right. You got it, Deirdre. May the 4th be with us as we go into this day and every day. So let's go into our hearts. I gotta find my water. And let's get going with some heart-brain coherence this morning. Get us all off on the right foot. Okay, so hand on the heart. And slow down the breathing. And smile, as Marietta reminds us. And then add in love. Breathe in love and breathe out love. Breathe in light and breathe out light. As we shine our lights out into the world. And then find that thing that you're grateful for. One thing, that's all, just one. So what you grateful for this morning? Let's have some gratitude going on. Just go ahead and type it in and check in and say what you're grateful for and what's going on in your world. All right, so what are we congratulating people for? Oh, Suzanne, you're ready for the state board. Awesome. Grateful for your breath. I love that. Absolutely. All right, I am going to read the message from the angels, first of all, and it's called Honoring All of Divine's Creations. What lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. You never know when something you say or write is going to make a huge impact on the world. Just like Joni Mitchell, I also visited Hawaii. It is truly paradise with its lush tropical energy and sandy beaches. Also, like Joni, I was consciously aware that throughout paradise there were parking lots and concrete and cars backed up as far as the eyes could see. When she wrote the words, "You don't know what you've got till it's gone," I don't think she knew what a message she was sending out to the world. There's a truth much bigger than Joni or any of us. It's a longing deep inside for a return to nature, for a people to honor, for a people that honors our planet, not just in words, but in action. It's the cry that every tree makes when it's cut to the ground and not allowed to fulfill its purpose. It's the sad song that the birds sing as they watch the trees disappear from our planet. Dear angels, as spiritual beings, it's our responsibility to preserve and protect nature, not just for our survival, but also to honor the divine creation. Every living organism is connected to one another, and when one part is damaged, it affects the entire ecosystem. The loss of a single species can cause a ripple effect on the environment and disrupt the balance of nature. The more we destroy our natural environment, the more off balance our world becomes. Dear ones, living in harmony with nature brings an experience where peace prevails and thus a closer connection to the divine. Recognizing the beauty and sacredness of all living beings and feeling a sense of responsibility towards them brings you closer to your authentic self. Learn to appreciate the simple things in life and find joy in the beauty of nature. As you observe the destruction all around you of the natural resources, you must decide what your part is. Ask what you can do instead of simply looking the other way. Remember that everything you do affects the environment and the well-being of other living beings. Nature is a divine creation that deserves respect, love, and protection. It's your responsibility to live in harmony with nature and to preserve it for future generations. Dear angels, today I promise to honor all of nature with my words and my actions. Good morning, everyone that came in. And let's see who that is. Leo. Pat Moss is grateful for my mirror. I am so learning a lot. We all are, Pat. We are a work in progress. Leo says, good morning, Peas. I'm grateful for this day. I finally get to meet my niece today. She's flying in with my sister and my brother-in-law for some Disney adventure with Uncle Leo. Oh, I hope you have a blast, Leo. Hope, good morning. Thank you for sharing. Suzanne, good morning. Kathy Hand, Isabel Reese, Auntie Jean. And Jean is grateful for Morning Cuppa. Me too. I'm so grateful for this gathering of peas that happens every morning. Jennifer Langren, good morning. Sally, you found us. Yay. And Jennifer, grateful for this group. Oh, absolutely. I have so much gratitude in my heart every time I come on and I see your beautiful names and just hear your words of what's going on, what you're grateful for, and what's happening in your world. So the message that came through loud and clear from the angels is stop destroying our planet. That's what we're doing. You know, every time we throw garbage on the ground, every time there's plastic that goes out into the water, every time we cut down those trees. And I know we have to cut some of them. I understand that. But there's a lot of harvesting of trees that's just leaving the barren ground and not replacing what we took. So there's things we can do. We can plant more trees. We can pick up garbage that we see that someone has carelessly thrown on the ground. We can plant more seeds of all kinds of plants and flowers and things that we can use in our lives. So, yeah, it's time to pay closer attention. That's what I'm hearing. Pay closer attention to what we're doing. And I don't know why, but that song that Joni Mitchell wrote and sang about the parking lot, tearing down the nature and putting up parking lots and all this concrete. And it really struck me. That was a big song when I was growing up. And it's a big message that we just ignored and we're still ignoring. Sally, grateful for a wonderful day yesterday with no stress. Oh, so happy to hear that. Yeah, yesterday was a weird day for me. This, whatever this is, this allergy that's just got a grip on me, and I have a hard time taking allergy medication. So I'm trying to deal with it naturally, and it's taking a lot longer this time for it to get out of my system. I think I need to go get some honey today. That's the thing that I haven't tried yet, is local honey. Okay. We've had this card a couple of times, but I think this time it's referring to what the angels were telling us last night and what we're supposed to be paying attention to. And the card is, her hand gentles the war. No matter how much chaos there seems to be in your world, trust it. It is just what is necessary to move you into the right place at the right time for what is meant to be in your future. When it is no longer needed, her hand shall gentle and end the war. All right. So, there's so much that we can be grateful for. And I think that's where the focus needs to be. We don't need to be at war. And I was seeing last night all of the chaos and all of the uproar and upheaval in France, and how in Paris there's so much fighting right now. And I just thought, you're in such a beautiful city. You're surrounded by such beauty there. And here you are at war. And there's war going on in many, many places right now. So I really feel a heavy heart. I really feel that there's a lot we can do by focusing energy to lift the vibration instead of focusing on what are we fighting for? What's going wrong? What are we in an upheaval about? Oh, Christina, may the force be with you. Grateful for my story time with the kiddos. That sounds like fun this morning. Isabel, I'm grateful for the oceans and for Mother Gaia and for all farmers who farm with respect to the nature rules without chemicals, and grateful for God's grace in every step of the way. Yes. Sally, you woke up sneezing again today. I think it's all backing up into my ears and need to have my ears wicked. Yeah, my ears have been all stopped up. It's mostly my head, though. I was talking to Sharon last night, and these allergies, it seems like really, when I'm still at night, that's when it gets to be the worst, when I'm not moving and constantly doing something. When I'm still, then I get all stopped up in my head, and then I wake up and I don't want to get up out of bed because I'm not feeling so great. But this morning I said, nope, I'm getting up, I'm doing this thing and plowing through because I've been honoring my body. I've been getting a lot of rest, and you all will be happy to hear that. And yeah, I'm ready to be done with it. I'm only here a couple more days here in Arizona, so I know I can handle this for 2 more days, and then I'm headed back to my Rockies, going into those Rocky Mountains and seeing how it is there. I think it was going to be a little bit cooler than it is here because it's been tough. I'm telling you, handling this 100-degree weather is not easy, you guys. Jennifer, you're off today. Oh, grateful for the day off. I'm happy for you, Jennifer. I blocked my calendar today because Sharon and I are going to go see butterflies today and learn more about the monarchs. So I know a lot about them because my dear friend Tina, who is now in spirit, would really inform us a lot about the monarchs. She loved those monarch butterflies. Kathy, you'd like the chaos in your house to end. Yeah, just keep putting that energy out there. See it real. This is one thing that I'm so grateful to Neville Goddard for that teaching. Whenever you want something, see it real. Hold it in your heart the way you want it to be, and keep putting that vision out. And all of a sudden, things start manifesting. Whatever it is that you desire, it shows up. Oh, I bet Leo makes a very fun uncle also, Kathy Hand. I can imagine what that day is going to be like at Disney today. Nope, you can't give up, Kathy. Never give up. Whatever it is that's your vision and your passion and your heart's desire. Nope, just keep plugging along. Just keep feeling it the way you want it to be and keep moving toward that target. No, I didn't go to Butterfly World. I went to Tina's place instead. My friend Tina, that just went into spirit about a month ago, she was the butterfly lady, and she taught so much about butterflies and really was a great champion of the butterflies. So she would protect them. She would take the caterpillars and put them in a mesh enclosure, and then she would release them as soon as they became butterflies. And Christina, our story time is about butterflies. Grogu is coming along, but with strict instructions. No bug eating. That's right. No bug eating allowed. Let those caterpillars grow and become beautiful butterflies. And Leo says, Kathy Hand, yes, I've never been an uncle before. I will find out very soon. Oh, you've got so much love in you, Leo. I know that you're going to be an amazing uncle today. All right, I'm reaching for the tiny book. Good morning, Brookie. And good morning, baby Max and Dylan. How is everybody there in that little household? We're sending love right back to you, Brookie. And I hope that it's going really well there. All right, I got the tiny book, and we're talking about nature today. And what can we do? So I'd love to sit and brainstorm. What can we do to help this thing, this mission that we have to protect our nature? You know, sometimes I think we put other things before that. And if we don't protect nature, if we don't protect our trees, our waterways, the plants, all of this beautiful life that we have here on our planet, we're not going to have a planet, because the ecosystem just gets so disrupted every time something gets out of balance. Every time something is taken down or taken away, it throws everything off balance. You hear number 8. Okay, we'll go to page 8. And Auntie Jean says, I was working in the garden yesterday, and this white butterfly kept me company the whole time. Even after I showed it where the flowers are, I think she was a promise. I think she was a loved one, sending you some love with that white energy. And, okay, so page 8. Let us see what we got for a message from the angels and see if it goes along with what we're talking about today. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 messages. Number 4, Jennifer says. Okay. When it looks like the sky is falling down, use your umbrella of faith that everything is in order and you are protected. Believe that the universe really does have your back, that you are here on divine assignment, and that you are never alone. We're not alone. We know this. We know it every time we take a breath in and connect, every time we come on here on the morning show and we see others that may be going through the same thing we're going through, or maybe somebody has a word of encouragement and can lift up the energy and help you see something in a different light. You know, we're studying A Course in Miracles. We've been doing that since the beginning of the year, and we've gone through over 120 lessons in the course already. And it just reinforces the power of community, the power of knowing that we're not alone. And I can't see your comments. Sally, you traded your umbrella for a table umbrella. Or one of those big beach umbrellas, right? Yeah, but it's faith. That's what it's talking about. I'm going to read that one again, and we'll see if we need to read any of the other ones. When it looks like the sky is falling down, use your umbrella of faith that everything is in order and you are protected. Believe that the universe really does have your back, that you are here on divine assignment, and that you are never alone. So as I was saying, when we study A Course in Miracles, even if you've never picked up that book, if you've never opened it, you've never read any of the lessons from it, they're lessons of life. They're lessons that we encounter every day with the people in our lives. And we've been talking a lot about forgiveness. And that's a really huge, huge life lesson, is forgiving. And one thing that's very clear and has been, and for me anyway, it's been a big lesson in my own life. And what's clear is that it's not something that we can focus on the other person when we think about forgiveness. We have to focus on our own energy. And how is it affecting me to not forgive? How is it affecting me in my life if I'm holding anger, if I'm holding a grudge, if I'm just being so stubborn that I can't love myself? And that's what it comes down to, because we're all so interconnected. We're all part of the oneness. So if I'm unable to love somebody, I'm unable to love myself. And if we can't love ourselves, we don't have anything to give to anybody else. And Jean says, maybe the Creator sends you a white butterfly so you're not alone. Yeah, I feel like butterflies every time they come near us like that, Auntie Jean. To me, that's just a message that someone has sent, telling us that they're right there with us. And Christina says, I often remind myself that showing kids the wonder of nature may help promote saving it. Also planning story and poetry walks outside this summer. Yeah, just being more aware. I think that is the main thing, being aware of our environment. I grew up in Kentucky, in the southeast part of Kentucky, and it's a coal mining area. My dad worked in the coal mines. A lot of my family worked there. But after I left the area and I came back in to visit, I would see where they started doing what's called strip mining. And so the mountains then were showing the ugly spots all over where they had gone in to strip what was there on the surface. And my heart just cried every time I would go in and I would see how they were destroying those beautiful mountains. And so when we see it, it's like, what are we doing? We're destroying the natural beauty, but we're also destroying the ecosystem when we go in and we take out a huge part of what's there. So being aware, I think that is the main thing. Just be aware. Brookie says, we are all doing well enough while learning what Max doesn't quite enjoy, which is me eating before nursing him. Travel prayers for Dylan as he heads up to Vermont for a long weekend. Oh, Dylan, may the 4th go with you and the angels and all kinds of protection, putting a bubble of protection around that car. And do we have our Ricky and Josie? We do. Good morning, Ricky and Josie. Hello, hello. And Sally says, whenever a white butterfly appears, I just show gratitude and say hello to the first name that comes to mind. I like that, Sally. I think that's awesome. And anytime that we feel spirit around us, just be still and ask who it is. When I was living in my apartment, it was like a revolving door. I had so many visitors in spirit. And so when I would recognize that someone was in the room with me, I would ask 3 things. First, I would ask, who are you? And you can do that with the butterflies too. Just ask, who are you? And why are you here? What's the purpose of this visit that you have come to see me? And then I ask, how may I be of service? How can I help you? Is there a message that you want to get through to me, to a loved one, to the world? And with those 3 things, I've always been able to communicate with whoever came through to give a message or shine a light. Or if it was a butterfly, maybe a loved one has sent a message to us with that. Or the dragonflies. I love dragonflies. Those are a huge part of my life. I see them everywhere I go. And there was one night I was making a phone call. And I had my phone out in front of me. And of course, when you turn the phone on, there's a light that lights up so you can see. And this dragonfly came and landed right on top of my phone and just sat there and looked at me. And so I knew that it was someone communicating with me from spirit. And I asked, who are you? And what's your message? And do you need to make a phone call? I'll make it for you. It was just such a precious moment to have that happen. So Spirit communicates. They use whatever they can use. They use sometimes our electronic devices. I met someone in Florida that told me the story of her husband who had passed. And after he passed, he started making phone calls. And it was just the weirdest thing. And she would say one of her friends would call her up and tell her that they got a phone call from him, that it was his name and his phone number that appeared on the incoming call. And she said it just kept happening for years and years. I don't know if it's still happening, but our loved ones can use whatever it is that we have to get through to us. And I love that. Sally, your sister sends dragonflies. Yeah, a lot of my loved ones send the dragonflies. They know how much I love them and appreciate them. And so that's what I get. I get the dragonflies, I think, more than butterflies. Every once in a while, I'll get the butterfly that comes really up close to me. But mainly it's dragonflies and hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are another messenger. And when they come up close to you, just ask who's sending you a message, who's trying to help you to pay attention to something. All right, so it is time to put our prayer requests in, and you can still put gratitude in. If there's something, today's Thankful Thursday, if there's something you're grateful for, please put that in there, because gratitude and love raise the frequency. All right, so I'm going to put this in, type in your prayer requests. If there's something we need to be aware of, then just please share that with us. All right, so I'm going to see if there's another one of these messages from page 8. I think it's number 2. Allow for the moments of remembering your magnificence. Connect in with who you truly are. And at the end of the day, give thanks to yourself for embracing it. So again, gratitude. Doesn't it all come back to that? Sometimes we forget to be grateful. Sometimes we go about our day and we get in such a grumpy mood and let the things of the world get to us and upset us. And all we have to do to turn that around is find one thing to be grateful for. And that's why I say that every morning. If you can find one thing that you can just verbalize, I'm grateful for that, it starts making a difference, because it counterbalances all of that negativity that's happening around you and maybe inside of you. When you go to that place of gratitude, things start to be brighter, and then you can see more that you're grateful for. And Doug Dellery, maybe? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name, Doug. Welcome. And good surgery today. Okay, well, we'll lift. Are you having the surgery? We're going to lift you up and put you in our prayers. Suzanne, I'm waiting for the hummingbirds to arrive. The feeder is up, but it's still cold in Pennsylvania. We have so many hummingbirds here in Arizona. It's so beautiful to watch them. Sally says, while talking about my sister one morning with our granddaughters, my phone started calling Tony's phone, and both phones were on the table in front of us. It did this several times. However, my phone was shut off completely. I had no power. I had to power it on. I'm trying to autocorrect here. I had to power it on to show I wasn't doing it. Then my granddaughter had to write down 2 names. My eldest sister and my aunt's names came out. Yeah, like I said, they can use anything. My phone jumps. It's the funniest thing to watch. Seriously, it can just be sitting somewhere, and then all of a sudden I hear it plop onto the floor, and there's no phone call coming in. There's nothing that's creating any energy with it to make it move, but it just, and I've watched it do it. It just jumps. And I'm like, okay, somebody needs to hear from me, or somebody's trying to give me a message. And so when that happens, I just stop and I say, okay, what's the message here? What do I need to know? That's right. What wants my attention? Exactly. Because when our loved ones in spirit want our attention, they're going to get it one way or another. They're going to keep poking until we pay attention. So I love that. I love the communication. All right. So any other prayer requests that you all have, go ahead and type it in. We're coming up on the end of the program today. And I am so grateful. It's Thursday. I'm so grateful for each one of you in my life. It makes such a difference to know that you're there, to know that every time I come online, I see these beautiful names that I know, the faces behind the names. I know the journey. I know the struggles. I know the triumphs. And it just makes my heart happy that you come and share yourself with me and with the rest of the P's and the rest of the world. And I just pray that we keep doing that. Let's keep on keeping on and keep showing the world what it looks like to be connected, what it looks like to have community. And that's what it takes. It takes a village to do the things that we're here to do. Yes, Suzanne, I'll be in Michigan in July, and then I'm actually going to Louisiana after that. I'll be in Louisiana for a month. I'm actually going to be there, I believe, on my birthday this year. So it'll be a Cajun birthday for me. But yes, I will be coming north. I don't know what that looks like time-wise exactly, but I'm not coming when it's frozen. I know that for sure. I'm not. I told the angels already. Nope, I am not going back into a cold, frozen winter again. So they're letting me go to the hot states, to Louisiana, to Florida, and we'll be doing a retreat in Florida in October. So I have to get that information out to everyone. I'm looking for the venue right now, and then we can get the date out to you. All right, so let's go into our hearts. What's on your mind today that you would like to just put out there away from you and put into that circle to let go of? Let's do some release. Let's do some letting go of energy that's not working for us. So one thing, just take one thing. Maybe it's the one that's bugging you the most. Maybe it's the one that is creating some havoc in your life. Maybe it's the one thing that you just keep coming back to you because you haven't fully let go of it. Sometimes we have a life lesson and we think that we've understood it. We think we got it. And then all of a sudden, there it is again, popping its head up. So we didn't fully release it. And we didn't get the lesson that came with it. So all those things that happen in our life, I call them our sandpapers. We have sandpaper people that just rub us, and we're like, oh, I just can't handle this anymore. It's too stressful. But that stress is inside of us because we haven't let go. So if you have anything going on that's causing a frequency inside of you that's less than ideal and less than what you would like to have going on, I encourage you and invite you to put it into that prayer circle that we've got going. And you don't have to say names, you don't have to say situations. Just say, I release. So if that's you, if there's something that you want to let go of and really let go, and I don't mean just pay it lip service, okay, yes, I'll let it go. Really mean it deep in your heart. I'm going to let this go. I'm tired of carrying it around. I'm tired of seeing it pop up over and over and over again. Let it go. And when you do, there's a sense of freedom. There's a sense of relief that happens when we let go of anything that's tethering us to the heavier energy. So if you want to release today, just say, I release it. It's that simple. It's not simple to deal with the emotional aspect of it, but it's simple to make the decision. And that's what we're doing today. We're making decisions to let go, to fully release whatever it is. Good morning, Blue. And Sally, releasing family stress. And Blue, you don't even need to know what the stress is. Just let it go. That's right. Those Fae are so intelligent. So your part is simply to make the choice. We make choices every day, every moment that we're alive. We make choices. So the choice is up to you. If you want to hold on to it, that's your choice. And there's no judgment. That just is your choice. And we live with the consequences of our choice, whether we release it or we hold it. So just look into your heart right now. Suzanne's releasing school stress and stress about the exams. Suzanne, we've talked about this many times. Focus on the joy. Focus on being on the other side of it. Not the stress over it, but the joy of having it complete. Pat Moss, I release. Sally, I release it wholeheartedly. Isabel, I release. Deirdre, I release, and so it is. All right, so let's do it. Let's do it. The words are important to make that commitment. But what I'd like for you to do is feel your heart. Feel your heart. Feel the heartbeat. And now breathe into that heartbeat and connect in with the heartbeat of the universe. And when you breathe out, just remember your commitment. I release. I release anything that's standing between me and my Creator. Ever how you envision the Creator to be. I call that entity God. I always have, always will. I'm comfortable doing that. But whatever you choose to use to communicate with a higher power, anything that's keeping you away from fully being immersed in that energy, you can release it. You can let it go. It may be something that upset you. It may be a grudge you're holding. It may be something you got angry about that has nothing to do with you. Just breathe in and feel the connection. That's all we're doing right now. We're just connecting in, plugging in to that universal source and saying, I want to feel the energy of source. I want to feel the joy inside my heart. instead of the heaviness. I want laughter instead of anger. I want peace instead of stress and anxiety. So as you breathe in that love, after you plug into Source, there's no room for anything else. There's no room for all of that chaos, for all of that spin that happens as we get caught up in the things of the world. And yes, those things are real, those things are happening, but it's part of the illusion. What's real is when we plug into spirit and we see ourselves as that spirit being, and we know in our heart what we're here for. We're here to shine the light, not to bring in more darkness. The world is made up of contrast. And if we choose to stay in the shadows, then that's our choice. And that's what we live with. But if we choose to turn the light on, then the shadows disappear. And we illuminate the world with our light. How are you showing up? Are you shining a light on nature? Are you shining a light on the things that we are aware of, like human trafficking, poverty, war, disasters? Are we shining a light on what you want in your world? We say we want peace. We can't have peace without feeling it inside first. So wherever your focus goes, wherever your light is shining, that's the energy you're taking on. And is it allowing you to open up your heart, whatever you're focused on? What you are looking at, is that bringing you joy? When you see the beautiful nature animals like birds and butterflies, caterpillars, is it bringing you joy? Are you giving gratitude for all of God's creatures and all of God's creation? Or are we turning a blind eye and watching as every day more and more of our environment disappears or is covered up in garbage? It's up to each of us to decide how you're going to show up in the world. What is that footprint that we're leaving here on this earth? And are we really dedicated to having a world that's sustainable, a world that will be there for our children and our children's children, and on down the line? It's up to you if you want to release, if you want to be happy, if you want joy and peace inside of you. The choice is yours. It doesn't depend on that war that's going on somewhere or that news story about tragedy that happens. It's all in here. It's an inside job. And it's not ignoring anything. It's shining a light that's going to connect you in to your happy place. So breathe in from the divine and let go of whatever that is that you said, I release. I release it. And if you're releasing it, it's just like dropping a bag. You've got all this stuff that you've accumulated, all these emotions, all of these experiences that are tugging at you, that have happened in your life. Yes, they happened. But why are you still carrying them with you in every moment? Why are you still focused on the things that happened maybe 20 years ago or more? That you're still holding that anger. You're still holding that sadness. You're still holding that grudge. Maybe a family member when you were younger bullied you or harmed you in some way. Are you still holding that in your life today? So we invite you to let it go. Even those things that are creating an energy of anger and you don't know why. Let the anger go. You can replace it with love. You can replace it with joy. So I release today any grudge that I have held anywhere in my life. I'm tired of bringing along anything from my past that's stopping me from laughing, that's stopping me from smiling and loving fully. I release that today. So you choose, each one of you, choose what you're letting go of. And take that sack that you've got it in. It might be a huge suitcase. It might be a big balloon that you filled up. Just let it go. And let's just take a moment of silence for you to decide. And if you've already decided and you feel that beautiful energy, just rejoice in this moment of silence. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love this morning. That felt so good. And I feel a shift in the energy just from doing that. Just making a choice. It lightens the energy around you. So let's take just a moment now, lifting each other. All of those names on our big prayer list, let's lift each one to just shine that light of love and know that everything is working perfectly. This is what our Marietta teaches us. And it's such a beautiful teaching to just say, I don't have any control over it. I'm letting go. I'm not trying to pull the strings and make the commands. I don't have to. I just let go. So I pray that you were able to do that and that you're able to lift each other right now. And we do this through love, because this is a family of love. And we put our words up here for us. And we do this heart telephone every day where we say these special magic words on the count of 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I love you. I love you all so much. And I see a lot of releasing that happened. And lots of release. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for letting it go with love, for showing more kindness and love to yourself. Yes, Christina, that's the key. Loving ourselves. Letting go of everything else. Anything that's unlike love, just letting it go. Yes. time for me. Play in the rain. Time to grow. I love that. I love this little rhyme, Jean. I release the stress from me. Light, bright time for me. Play in the rain time. Grow time for thee. Bright light, bright, bright, bright are thee. Tee hee. Little Miss Poetress. I love that. And letting go of anger and hurt. Yeah. Anytime that we have had a life lesson, letting it go. Learn the lesson, learn from it, love it, and then let go. All right, so we got some thank yous. I love yous. I love this part every day. Every one of you sending out the love and light. Thank you. I love you. Look at all your beautiful words. Thank you. I love you. Ricky and Josie, so glad that you're here. Thank you. I love you. Suzanne. Blue and all the babies are sending their loves. Pat Moss. Isabel. Okay. Thank you all for being here today. I love you so much. Stay in your hearts and stay blessed. And we say namaste, y'all. I will see you later. Enjoy your day. I'm going to go play with butterflies today. Find something fun for you to do as well. And feel your energy so much lighter now that you have let go. I will see you tonight for Course in Miracles for those of you who join in there.